Hey everyone, it's Darren from Gate World. I'm just back from San Diego Comic-Con 2018 where I had a chance to participate in the official Stargate panel on Thursday afternoon. Stargate Command is eventually going to post the full video of the panel for you to watch online, but in the meantime, I wanted to catch you up a bit on one of the things that Chris Judge talked about. For nearly a year now, he's made it clear that he wants a chance to return to the franchise's fictional universe. While production was ramping up on the first Stargate Origins story last fall, Chris came on board the new Stargate Command platform to co-host the interview series Dialing Home, and to serve as a sort of ambassador for Stargate. In September, he told fans at a convention that he hoped to pitch his own idea for a future season of Stargate Origins. At the time, he tentatively called it Return of the JAFFA. The short-form Origins concept lends itself really well to an ongoing anthology format. So the first story was the story of Catherine. The next story, if they do more of Origins, would be about something totally different in the Stargate universe. So at the Stargate panel last week at Comic-Con, Chris had a chance to elaborate further on the story that he'd like to tell. So at the very end of the panel, a fan got up and asked a question. She asked Chris and Tony if there were parts of the Stargate universe that they would like to go back to or that they never got to explore. What would they like to do? Here's Chris's answer.
There's some stories I'd like to tell.
Dude, we got 2 minutes.
I know stories.
Oh, can I say what kind of stories?
Yes.
I can? All right. A lot of the questions that I get are, so what have happened to the JAFFA? Now that they're free, what are they doing now? I have an answer. I'd love to tell that story. I would love to tell the Braytac Origins story. How did the Free JAFFA movement start, and how was Braytac involved in it, and how did Braytac become Braytac? I really thought that would be interesting. Wait a minute, I'm not finished.
So that sounds amazing. A Stargate Origins story that's about the JAFFA resistance, how it came into existence, and the role that a young Braytac played in that. Now, you may know that Christopher Judge is no stranger to writing. Chris made the move from acting to writing beginning in SG-1's 5th season with the episode The Warrior, for which he contributed the story. A year later, he was at the keyboard pounding out his first teleplay. That episode was The Changeling, which he wrote. He would go on to write the episodes Birthright in Season 7 and Sacrifices in Season 8. Both JAFFA-centric stories that introduced the Teal'c, an all-female group of JAFFA. After the downfall of the Goa'uld at the end of the show's 8th season, the Teal'c would go on to help found the Free JAFFA Nation on the ancient planet of Dakara. Their representative on the JAFFA High Council is Kal-El, who is played by Simone Bailey. So an Origins story that tied together elements of the present day and JAFFA history would allow Judge, who's now 53, potentially to write for and also act in a Stargate production again. It could also bring Braytac actor Tony Amendola back to the screen, both in the present day and also playing himself as a much younger man, say a spry 80 or 100 years old. Longtime viewers of Stargate SG-1 will remember that the earliest piece of Braytac's story shown on screen came in the episode Threshold, where teal'c recalls the ways in which his mentor had challenged him not to blindly follow the Goa'uld as though they were gods. It's an unexplored piece of Stargate mythology, just how Braytac himself became a skeptic, so that he would later influence teal'c and countless other JAFFA enslaved to Apophis. This kind of origin story could also appeal to fans of the television series who may have found the first Stargate Origins story to be too far removed from SG-1, Atlantis, and Stargate Universe. So while it was clear at the panel that MGM wasn't ready to make any official announcements at Comic-Con about Stargate's future, Christopher Judge's pitch certainly might still be in the mix. Further news on the future of the franchise is expected to break at the GateCon fan convention, set for September 14th through 16th in Vancouver. Thanks for watching. Head over to gateworld.net for the very latest, and be sure to click below to subscribe to our YouTube channel.